welcome back to another video. So here's what's going on. We still have this intake manifold on here that blew up at the racetrack, and it is glued together. It is still holding. We just started it up yesterday actually. It is just doing fine, but we gotta make a new one of those. I did print a new one, and man, it just came out really clean. I printed it up at a 45-degree angle on the build plate. That way the layer lines are actually going at a 45-degree angle on this, and that should make it a lot stronger, just so there's not one big seam going all the way around that it can just split on. It'll actually be going down, and when I printed this I did not accommodate appropriately enough for the shrinkage, so this plate right here, it just doesn't quite line up. This is actually just a little too long for the for this plate. So I've done some tests. I've got it dialed in a little bit better. Still waiting on some material. It's on its way here. I just bought another 5 kilograms of the carbon fiber there, so it should be here next week. Yeah, about Wednesday next week. And then I can try to print this again with the adjustments I made for the shrinkage, and hopefully I don't waste another $80 of material, because that's about what that is right there, about $80 worth of material. But so that's what's going on with that. We also got engine bearings on the way, because these ones are tired and worn, so we're just going to swap those out. The crank's fine. It's not knocking or anything yet, but like, we're just going to go ahead and take care of it before it gets to that point. Got a set of mains, some rods, and some thrust washers coming, so we can go ahead and get that knocked out. And also, I am ordering a wheel speed sensor for the rear. That way, for the next PFI Speed Fest, I can have traction control and hopefully not spin my way all the way through the 60 foot. Actually get some good traction and hook on it. So just, you know.
And then another weight plate too.
One thing we're actually going to do here in a little bit, maybe not today, but we're going to lift the car up as high as we can get it. Maybe put some jack stands and some blocks and everything, and just get this thing up really high. And I'm going to take my fancy 3D scanner, and we're going to 3D scan the bottom of the car with the front bumper on, because I'm going to use that scan to design a weight plate that will not only match the weight plate we got now, but also like bring it out all the way to the edges over here, because right now the weight plate ends about here. It doesn't go all the way to the edge, you know. So that way we should get a little bit more weight on this thing, and that should really help the 60 foots. And I'll probably break an axle at the track. We'll see. But right now, what we are working on, this is for a customer. He was driving down the road, and he started hearing a thunk, thunk, thunk noise. So he pulled over, and this had actually broken right here, and the other bolt hole had actually stripped out. So these are both stripped out, no more threads in those guys. And this piece right here, our little chunk, is broken off. And since he was going down the road, we have no idea where that piece is. So I have taken a Dremel and just, you know, taken all that out down to nice fresh metal. And Mike's been spending the last little while blowtorching it, so she's a little warm right now.
We'll get it a little warmer just cause.
Yeah, hit it a little bit more. He just stopped so I could talk real quick.
Yep.
And got my TIG welder up, ready to go. And so what we're going to do is I'm just going to make some welds. First, just go around here at first, you know. And then once I get a nice level point right here, I'll just start working it up. You know, at nice lines going all the way across. And hopefully we can get this looking at least somewhat pretty. And then we'll drill that out. And since both of these are already stripped, there's no more threads on that. What we'll do, we'll drill these out and we'll put helicoils in there. And that should actually be even stronger than the original threads, because helicoil is steel, not aluminum. So we're going to get started on that. And we're going to see how this goes. did a nice little ring around, and after I got that, I just made it double thick, put another one around. I've already started filing this down right here. It's not perfectly circle, but that really doesn't matter. What I'm going to do is first I'm going to helicoil this hole right here, and then I need to file this down flat. I'm about halfway there already. So once that's filed down all flat and flush with this, we're going to take the engine mount, bolt it down right here with the one bolt hole that's helicoiled, make sure everything's all lined up, and then we're going to drill a hole, and then we're going to use the hole in the engine mount bracket right here as a guide, so I can drill this hole out all nice and even. And then once that is done, then we can go ahead and helicoil this hole, and this thing should be good to go. Well, I'm going to keep filing away at this, and I probably got a little while left to go. Just got a little hand file, you know, trying not to bust my edge, or I'm trying not to bust my knuckles on the edge of this block here, because that sucks when that happens. But I'm going to keep working on this, and hopefully she works out. File down nice and flat, nice and smooth, and all I got left to do is helicoil that guy right there, bolt on the mount, use the mount. I'm going to use the mount hole there as a guide to drill the hole, and then I can go ahead and helicoil that guy, and this guy will be done right here. Alright guys, now that I got this side all drilled out, helicoiled, and I got the helicoil in there, bolt goes in nicely. What we're going to do is bolt this guy down here, and then I'm going to, once this is bolted down all the way and tight and lined up where it needs to be, I'm going to use this hole here as a guide to drill it out with this. This is a 25/64 drill bit, which is about as close to 10 mil as you can get. It's like 10.01 millimeters according to my digital calipers. And then once this is drilled out to the 10 millimeters, we can go ahead and drill it with the other drill bit, which is for the helicoil. Tap this, put the helicoil in, and this block is done. The customer did mention that he is planning on buying pistons and rods for this. This is a little D16 Y8 block, so he's planning on getting some pistons and rods for this. And since he's doing that, I'm going to ask him if he wants us to go ahead and epoxy fill this with JB Weld, because that's what we do to all of our engines, and it holds up all the power. Ryan's motor is holding a lot of power right now, a lot of pressure in that. He's doing, I'd say, about 425, 450 horsepower on just 18 pounds of boost, which is pretty rad for a little D series. That's a whole lot. I'm going to go ahead and bolt this guy on, drill this out, and then we can get continuing on this project here. Alright guys, just like that, and this block is done. Got both those helicoils in there. And these guys line up very nicely. Try to do this holding the camera. Okay. Dude has a working engine block again. I just gotta talk to him about possibly doing an epoxy fill in this block. Looks like he's got some mineral buildup in there too. Been talking to him about getting out. This will be a sweet little block once it's done. But that's all we got for that one. Now, I'm trying to get onto this. I'm going to try to jack this up all the way. Of course, Mike will come out here right when I'm filming. All done.
Cool.
Just tell them to come pay me. Alright guys, so we got that engine all done. Use my exhaust here. It's off the car for a reason. I'll get to that here in a second. But yeah, engine's all done. Dude's gonna come down and pick that up probably this weekend. But now it's my car's turn, and you see we got this thing jacked way up off the ground. And why we got that done? Well, because I need another weight plate, because this is not enough weight. So I was gonna get a piece of cardboard, put it up in there and trace it, cut it out, take that down to Western Steel, and it wouldn't be quite right. We'd probably have to trim it after it was laser cut and everything. But I thought instead of doing that, I have a 3D scanner. Got my I got my laptop all set up there, and we got the scanner right here. This is a Metro X Revo, or this is a RevoPoint Metro X, and I'm gonna get that all connected. I'm gonna get a laser scan on that, so I can just put that in my CAD program. And I can just design a weight plate and then have them laser cut it, and then we shouldn't have to do any trimming or anything. So, got a 3D scan here. This is the bottom part right here. I went ahead and just made a sketch on it. Just went ahead and made a sketch on it. I just kind of marked a few key points that I needed to do. The tip right here that I found in the middle between this guy and this guy, that gave me a rough estimate of where it needs to be. The scan didn't come out very good, but it didn't need to be that great, just because I was just using it for reference. And got that done, and this is the weight plate here, and this is with it on the car right here, so it should just be very close to flat with the bottom of the front end, and just have a little gap. I'm thinking about bringing this gap to, or I'm thinking about making this gap just a little bit tighter right here, just so I can add a little bit more weight. But I'm gonna see how this goes. I couldn't go that far back right here just because there is a bar right here that goes from the current weight plate out to the body kit. I don't really want to have to redo that or anything, because these are glued. Those mounts on the body kit are attached on there really well, so I didn't want to have to undo any of that. But that's what we're working with now, other than filling in this gap just a little bit more right here. Yep, there it is. But yep, I'm gonna get that file down to Western Steel, get that cut out of a half-inch sheet of steel, mild steel, and then we'll just weld that to the bottom, and that'll be another about 150 pounds or so. Alright, and here you see we got another intake manifold getting printed. I just started this earlier today, so it hasn't really gotten very far. It has about another 2.5–3 days left on this guy. Nice and toasty in there at 52 degrees Celsius. So, staying nice and hot. And looks like it just started printing the first runner there, so hopefully this one goes pretty good. I did order a whole new batch of the carbon fiber nylon in, and so I got 5 kilos of it. It takes about 1.5 to print each one of these, so I should have enough for a couple of attempts, but I would try to reprint the upper half too. Alright guys, quick update. So took a break because it was 4th of July, and you know, we have a big party here, so this was taking up party room. We had to push it outside. We got it back in here now. Bad news though is I was replacing, or was putting the idler pulley for the timing belt back in after putting the water pump on, because it actually goes through the water pump into the block, so I had to take that out. But I was putting it back in, and I just sat there and spun it and spun it and spun it, and it never even got tight or anything. So I think the threads in that block are stripped out. I don't know how that happened, but that just appears to be the way it is. So now, just because of that, we have to take the engine out of the car, because there's no way I can get down in there with the drill bit. This engine's going to have to come out. I can drill it, put it insert in there, and that'll be fixed, because I'm not risking that on a timing belt tension, or I'm not risking that on a timing belt idler, because that could really destroy the whole motor if that goes. So yeah, got it back in here, and we're going to tear it apart. And also another update, we got the newest manifold. And we got the newest manifold. Got it out of the printer, and we got it all soaked down in some resin, all hardened on the inside and out. I still need to do a lot more sanding on this, and then do one more coat of resin, sand it down, paint it, and it's good to go. So not much too longer on this guy. And the scaling didn't work out quite perfectly. I had to drill these holes out a little extra just because it didn't shrink as much as I thought it was. So I'm going to have to adjust that in the computer. But just did a little bit of work with the drill bit and got it to fit in there just fine. And just as long as all those bolt holes line up and these runners all line up, looks like it should be good. But so yeah, so that's probably going to do it for this video. And we're going to get smashing on this, and that'll be the next video, because we literally have to take everything off this car. And
J-Series EF5.
yeah, but like once you get like the intercooler and the radiator off, it's really just a matter of like unbolting the motor, rotating it forward, and you just pull it straight out the front. So it's kind of nice on that end. Yep, well, this is going to do it for this video. We're going to smash out on this, and you guys have a good one.